Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic host of Bachelor in Paradise, a guy's review. We've got an update here with the Tia Blake scenario. A he said, she said. She kind of called him out on Instagram. He called her out back. Oh, we live for this stuff. People in their 30s slinging Instagram insults, and here we are to recap it. Let's get into it. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals, and also hit the like button an odd number of time. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. You might think you are. I'm telling you, double check and subscribe if you haven't. Patreon.com/Dave Neal for all the bonus episodes. A brand new stand-up comedy video from my show Monday night at the Hollywood Improv if you want to check that out. And also, we've got one more thing here. Let me pull this up right now. New membership community, Dave Neal's community on YouTube. 463 members. On Facebook. Let's get that up to 500. Go over there and follow. That's where I'll post all my show dates and all the other updates. I'll be back in New York end of November. A couple other spots, maybe Orlando before Thanksgiving. So go to the page to get your info there. And Thursday, tomorrow, I will be in San Diego. Okay, so anyway, folks, let's get right into this story. Tia gives an update. Here's a screen grab posted on Reddit into more context of her reaction in the episode. So we look at this photo here. This is Tia and Blake fighting. It's a love language issue. She's like, you need to show me you're into me. And he's like, I told you I was into you. So they go back and forth. It heightens. It's like two people yelling into a brick wall. We didn't really know what it was all about. He's like, how is he supposed to show you? But then they provided context of how he was just like hanging out at the bar, not really into her. Like clearly he's just not that into you, Tia. That's what it probably comes down to. But they did have good chemistry when they were on a date. But now, I mean, you'd think that he would try to pursue her harder since women have the roses this week. So let's get into it. Here's what Tia says. Right when the cocktail party started, I saw Thomas go by with a tray of chicken nuggets for Becca and a bunch of pics of their dogs just to be cute and sweet for her. And this dude says, Blake, you know I'm not going to set up anything for you, right? You should know how I feel about you. All that stuff other guys do is fake for TV. Shocked face, shocked face, shocked face. And I lost my mind. This ain't my first rodeo, says Tia. It ain't that hard. Give me nugs and fries. I'll be quite honest. It really isn't that hard. You're on the beach all day long. You have nowhere else to go. You can just be like, talk to the production assistant. I'm going to need 2 pounds of French fries and a photo of her dog, whatever the case may be. Thomas doesn't have a printer. He's not Googling Postmates and all this stuff. He's on a beach using his resources. It's like the Survivor for Bachelor. You're just picking up some driftwood and making something out of nothing. Not a big deal, right? So let's read some of the comments from people here. And by the way, just to give context, let's jump forward here. But just to give context, I'm sorry, we got a few different posts here. This is a photo of Thomas and Becca. Now, I don't think it's kind of sweet what he's doing. It's so funny that it takes people literally setting the bar so low in Bachelor in Paradise for people like Thomas to be the ones who come out looking like $1 million. So there it is, a literal pyramid of chicken nuggets, which by the way, what's your go-to dipping sauce? I mean, I'm a barbecue sauce kind of guy, but I wouldn't turn away a hot sauce. I wouldn't turn away that special Mac sauce. But barbecue sauce for me, sweet and sour. We could have a party with sweet and sour. Maybe like 3 parts barbecue, 1 part sweet and sour. Just kind of get it going just right. So anyway, look at this. I mean, Thomas shows up. He's got photos of her dog. He's got this. It's a come on, slam dunk. Tajwan said priorities. Am I right? If you like someone, you like someone. People are commenting and look at, Becca's biceps there. She's we're clearly doing the thing. Thomas is holding the, he's got the dipping sauce, which by the way, Thomas, your only mistake here is not enough dipping sauce. I don't care if that is filled to the brim with dipping sauce. That ain't enough for those nuggets. But also, who's eating the rest of them? How many nuggets can you eat respectfully in a sitting? 12? I feel like 7 will fill you up and 13 is too much. Somewhere in the 7 to 13 range. Let me know what your nugget ratio is there with the, anyway. I'm digressing right now. It's not a point to the story. So Tia posts this. Let's read just a couple of the comments. Blake responded. We'll read Blake's comments in a second here. Someone said, let's go here. Even without context, I felt like she needed to drop him based on his reactions. I agree. He was so passive in his response. He wanted her to do all the work and tell him what to do. Step up and show you care. Everyone wants to see effort. It reminded me of that TikTok that's like, I want a man to buy me flowers, but I don't want to tell him that because then he'll just go buy me flowers. I want him to just already want to buy me flowers. Look, I'm sure she would have settled if you just, walked along the beach and picked up a couple of shells for her. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure if you just did something very simple, it would have been fine. I mean, Thomas is a very successful man, and he found a way to get chicken nuggets sent to the set. She was pretty clear that she wanted him to do something nice for her, and he kept being like, what do you want? I'll do anything. And I'm like, she told you what she wants. You just don't want to do it, you clown. It reminded me of the Jed-Hannah breakup, when Jed, having just been confronted by Hannah about having a girlfriend the entire time, could only think to say, tell me what I need to do to fix this. I want to fix this, just tell me what to do. And I was like, dude, you're asking her to give you a cheat code right now rather than expending 2 seconds of thought regarding what you might say or do to salvage your relationship. Yeah. So here's Blake's response to this. Now, just remember, Blake said, I'll do anything. Tell me what you want me to do and I'll do anything to fix it. Here's Blake's response after being called out. When you refuse to simp after knowing someone for 3 days. Blakey boy, you told her you would do anything. I'll flip the world over. What do you want of me? I'll do anything I can do to prove to you that I like you. But now you're saying, come on, it's arm day. What are you doing? Shoulder shrugs there, 90 pounds? Unless you're doing curls with those puppies, that's not too impressive. But I digress there. I mean, look, Blake, like I get it. You're getting called out. You're defensive. I get it. I know what it means to be a guy. I get it. It sucks. But where were you on the beach? You don't rewrite history. Don't gaslight us, as the ladies like to say, and tell us that you were on the beach putting your foot down saying, I've shown you enough. I'm not going to simp for you. I've only known you for 3 days. No, you told her you'd move the world for you. You said, I'd do anything for you. Just tell me what to do. So that's his response. And by the way, Urban Dictionary for simp, someone who does way too much for a person they like. Did Thomas do way too much for Becca? You're on the beach 15 hours a day. A week and 2-3 weeks in their relationship, and he gets her a pile of chicken nuggets. Is that way too much? Would it be simping maybe if you were, Carl buying a bangle, a bracelet for someone on the first date? Maybe not. Maybe now we're talking in the simp world. I'll tell you what, I get called a simp 15 times a day. 15 times a day for this video. Can you believe how far we've come since April 1st? Look at the background of this video. It really is glaring. This is when Claire pointed her finger at Yosef and he was like, you're the oldest bachelorette. What are you doing, And I basically called him out for being like, look, you can be upset that she's raising her voice to you, but I think a real man doesn't need to raise his voice back. He goes, all right, I'm walking away. It takes a lot more effort to walk away than it does to let your limbic system trigger and just yell back. And what we know in hindsight is that Claire was going through a lot of anxiety. I mean, clearly, as we can see, she's had breast implant illness and had, he couldn't have known that. But, I feel like an evolved person knows when someone else is having like an anxiety attack. You don't fight that with equal force. That's not what you do, okay? You put your ego aside and you say, you know what? You're having a moment. I'm going to walk away and get some breath of fresh air. But instead, he's like, he makes it 1,000 times worse. So because of this, look at the downvotes I have. I've got 50% more downvotes than upvotes. I get called a simp every single day. It's hilarious. And from who? A bunch of losers. I've never heard anyone ever use the word simp that was a normal, confident, person. It's always like, who are you? Yosef stood up for his values. He's a hero in my book. 193 upvotes. Yosef's the real man. He's not a weak simp. 342 upvotes. Yosef's an absolute dog. He stood his ground. People are so misunderstood. Anyway. Oh boy. Just one thing after another. Okay. So anyway, we'll go back to Blake here, calling someone a simp. I don't know. And again, maybe I'm old. I'm in my 30s. I don't know. How old's Blake? Is a simp a term? I use it in my stand-up act as a joke. Because I would never call someone that in real life. Unless it's like textbook somebody. I don't even know if there's a textbook. Reminds me of a tweet I saw a while ago. Men treat women like human beings and call it simping. It's like, and of course, that's why that other Yosef video, it's like YouTube's algorithm knows to show it to people. I'm like, I for sure know that people that are watching that video aren't watching The Bachelor, right? They're in some men's rights group or whatever. It's just insane to me. I never heard the word until a 13-year-old I worked with said it the other day. It's the new nice guy. No, but it's worse than a nice guy. It's a nice guy chump, but I don't know. Maybe, like I said, maybe I'm old. The word just sounds like it's something like a 10-year-old would say. I graduated college 6 years ago, and I've never heard of the word simp until like a month ago and didn't know what it meant until I read this comment. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess you weren't immersed in bro culture when you were an undergrad. I was an athlete in a fraternity and came across both those groups. It was super common. I guess so. I guess I'm old. It wasn't common when yeah, you're so cool for not doing anything nice for a girl. So originally, I think it was a term for the type of people who constantly throw money at their favorite OnlyFans or Twitch models for personalized attention. Yeah, that makes more sense. People that like think they're like, making a relationship with the stripper, and it's like, no, you're not. You're just, paying her through college. So I'm thinking it originally meant someone who is devoted to someone despite a lack of reciprocation. Now, simp is used by toxic masculine or men without girlfriends to try to insult someone who's being a gentleman or being a good boyfriend, husband. Yeah. So I don't know if Blake's just blanketly trying to insult Thomas here, but Thomas is like a successful guy. He was a D1 college athlete. There's a lot of good things. I've been a fan of Thomas for a long time here. I thought his words were used against him by the other members of the house, where I think he, maybe he's obviously a smart guy, but maybe he's not bachelor smart, where he knows what words he should say and shouldn't say. As we know, Thomas was accused of being there for the wrong reasons, pretty much just for being honest about what he wanted. So anyway, very interesting that this is this maniacal response by Blake. And you know what? Again, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's just like the bullshitter who's just like, yeah, well, I'm not going to give someone the world if I've only known him for 3 days. But it's like, bro, you just said I'd do anything to change your mind. I'd do anything. Just tell me what I need to do. So he lacks the creativity to know what to do, and he lacks the memory to remember he even said that in the first place. And I'm not going too hard on him. I mean, it's like, whatever, There's if you want to settle down with someone who doesn't want you to show them the world, who doesn't want you to wow them, who doesn't expect much out of you, it's kind of a sad relationship, isn't it? Might as well just be single. Like, why be in a relationship if you're not trying to impress the other person? Isn't that what we try to do? We're always trying to impress the other person. After every video, after every milestone, I'm always just trying to find my fiance and be like, hey, look what I did. I'm the, guys were dogs. We want to bring the bone home. Hey, look what I caught. Look at this, If you don't want to do that, if you don't want to go the extra mile for somebody, what are you doing on the beach in the first place? You know what I mean? All right, not much else to say about that. So here's Thomas's response to not really having an edit, not really being shown on the show. Someone asked him a question. So sad you and Becca's relationship is not shown like at all. What the heck? Thomas's response, some of our most beautiful moments were made with the little things, and reliving those will always be enough for me. And there they are. Thomas, the tank engine, big 6'6" Thomas, just carrying her around like she's a baby, just completely, what a simp. God, walking your lady on the beach, because maybe the sand's too hot. Oh, what a simp. I'm kidding, of course. So here's some of the comments. Tia commented, Becca's calves, though, on the picture Thomas posted of the two of them on the daybed with the chicken nuggets. And Thomas responded, Becca's everything, to be honest. Excuse me while I squee. He also responded to someone who was upset they didn't show the chicken nugget date with, I got to live it, and selfishly, that's enough for me. Their social media posts and comments today are making me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. They're so sweet, and I am here for it. It's slightly making up for the lack of Theka content. That's Becca and Thomas. Am I pronouncing that right, or is it Tekka? They're like, we'll just take this into our own hands. Absolutely. And people are wondering why the heck they haven't showed more about Becca and Thomas. And who knows, maybe it's because they're not playing by the rules. Maybe it's because they're not causing any drama. But here they are, just living their good life, enjoying that. She's got the photo of the corgi. Not corgi, as I thought. But what do we got here? These strawberry, oh my gosh. What is that? Oh, look, you can tell it's nice and hot because the frosting's melting off the side. Oh my gosh, that I could sink my face into that. I could simp for those cupcakes. So there they are, Thomas just being a nice guy. And it looks like Thomas is, in a relationship and Blake's not. So what do you want there, folks? That's what you get. Maybe he's better off being single. Bachelor Windmill says, you guys couldn't keep it a secret that you're together if your life depended on it. Yeah, absolutely. So look, Becca said before this Bachelor in Paradise even aired, hey, give Thomas a shot, before anyone knew they were even together. So let's go. Do I have Thomas's Instagram? Let's see. Which Instagram is it? That's Becca. So let's go and see if we have Becca's Instagram story. She was on a date, and it's been rumored that Becca was seen in the at Thomas's nephew's birthday party. There's been photos that have matched up where they've been really sloppy with keeping this a secret. So let's see what we have here. If there's any. So here's Becca. She's at a maybe Prosecco Trattoria. Is that the name of the place? She's at a, she's on a date night. And the question is, can we see Thomas through the reflection of the Chardonnay? Maybe if it was red wine, we'd be able to, but not the Chardonnay. There they are. Oh, boy. And I'm on a diet, and I am triggered right now. Trigger warning, Italian food. Trigger warning, happiness. All right, so family-style dinner there. No, that's a guy putting the Parmesan sauce on top of what looks to be pesto penne. Woo-hoo, boy. Just saying these words is getting me all lubed up. So anyway, not much there from her page other than the photos that she's just sharing of her happy relationship. So clearly there's something going on there. Now, this is a separate story. This is from The Bachelor. Let's go back to the beginning of this. I'll just play this really quickly. This is Tia responding to accusations that she's a doctor. Let's have a listen.
I've been getting tagged in this post. It was Betches or Bachelor or something saying Dr. Joe's not the only one on the beach. As y'all know, Tia was a doctor. I'm not a physician. I'm not an MD. I'm a physical therapist, so I have a doctorate in physical therapy, and I feel like a lot of people don't know that. But I moved to Nashville in February of 2020, right before COVID, and I was going to take a month off to get my PT license in Tennessee and start working, but that did not happen. All the offices were closed. The world was turned upside down, so I had to pivot and switch to being an influencer, and it's been amazing. I know, but I've been getting tagged in this.
All right, so there it is. There it is. We have breaking news. Tia, Dr. Tia. And, of course, everyone in the comment section says, you have a doctor. You're a doctor. She's a doctor. Just like Jill Biden's a doctor of education or whatever. She's a doctor. You're a doctor. You got your doctor. You're a doctor. Now, if anyone's on a plane and someone has a heart attack and they're like, I need a doctor, like maybe, we don't need you. You just be able to stretch their groin muscles or whatever it is. No offense to physical therapy, but, we don't need a dentist. We don't need a physical therapist in those moments. But, hey, maybe if you're on a plane and someone slips and hurts their knee and they're like, we need a doctor, and you're like, I'm a doctor of physical therapy. They're like, perfect, you'll do, come on in. So anyway, a lot of value here for Tia. Kind of glad she's back on the show, kind of glad we get to see some more of her. Be interesting to see if she continues to do influencer type of things, or if she was going to just when the world opens back up, get back into physical therapy. We'll have to see all about that. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. I've been your favorite simp, Dave Neal. Talk to you in a little bit. Bye now.